My name is Joan Schaefer, and I teach French and Spanish here at Oyster River High School. I also coordinate the community service program.
Hi, I'm Laura Rogers. I'm the principal at Oyster River High School.
I'm Nancy Miner. I'm the assistant director of the Durham Public Library here in town.
Hello, I'm Munish Nanda. I am Pranav's dad, and I work for ITT Corporation.
The program still exists as ever, and in fact, because of the recession, I would say, for example, with the holiday stocking stuffers, I would say that the needs have increased, but so have people stepped up to meet those needs.
I would say yes. I mean, we see kids from 4 different towns: Durham, Barrington, Lee, and Madbury, and I would say none of those towns in and of themselves has a lot of access to social services, so that when people have lost their jobs or when they're getting fewer hours at their jobs and they're having money issues, there's not really anybody else to turn to other than the high school or their elementary school, wherever their child is attending. If they're struggling and need help financially, a lot of times it happens through free and reduced lunch and things of that nature, so we become aware of it fairly early. And we've definitely seen our free and reduced lunch rates jump from 5% of our student population to 9% of our student population.
As the economy turns down, library use skyrockets. You look at our statistics for the last 3 years, we've shot up 35% every year, just straight uphill.
America has been hit fairly hard. As most people say, it's probably one of the most significant recessions since the Great Depression. And you can see it in we don't see it as much here in Durham, but you can see it in several parts, in several depressed areas of the U.S.
It's very easy. They sign up for one or more areas of interest here in September. There are a lot of side benefits. You can, if you don't choose to be a leader though, you can certainly be a member. So either way, it's very easy. And it's a completely different experience from the academic classroom one.
I think it's a lot easier to help out than it is to ask for help.
Of course, when times are tough, they say charity begins at home, so people are a little more worried about it. People have to fend for themselves first, and that's all very understandable. But being a good part of society and being a good part of your community, is something that people certainly can do, both in good times and in not so good times.
Well, there are a lot of really excellent local programs. I would say Women Aid is one that we contact most often. Women Aid is a group of local women who meet periodically and have fundraisers.
Of course, there are several companies that have been hit hard, and they're trying to preserve jobs and preserve their businesses. So they may not have the money available for some of the social programs. But the money aside, it does not mean that you cannot be a good corporate citizen. You cannot be a good contributor to your local communities and to society. And good companies still find a way to do that. The answer to your question is that good companies find a way to continue to contribute their might to society despite tough times.
I think in Durham I've sensed a little more of a sense of community. I definitely think people, a lot of times in New Hampshire, and I think this is part of New England's culture, and I'm not from here originally, so I kind of look at it still as a bit of an outsider, but I think people are less willing to offer help because they're afraid it might offend the person, that they want to maintain that, they want to let that person maintain a sense of privacy. But I've seen a lot more reaching out than I have in the past. If you're talking about locally, I think it's had a positive effect because I think it's made people a little more aware of the difficulties sometimes that others face, and it's made them a little more sensitive to the fact that even in New Hampshire we can have struggles and we can have difficult times, and the best way to try to minimize the impact on the community as a whole is to help out when you know a situation exists and that you're capable of helping.
I think it's important that the kids have the opportunity to get out of the school with four walls and go into the real world and appreciate the needs that are there, and also the ways that they can impact and influence and improve and help other people. They become the encourager of someone else. That's a good place to be in. Donating your time is more valuable than your money because you don't need to be rich to be part of the community service program.
I think it's hugely important. I think ultimately that the willingness that people have to help out in their communities, and I would include the school community as part of that. It's one of the reasons why I get very frustrated, not because of discipline, not because I want to punish kids or anything like that, but when kids won't pick up after themselves and they expect their neighbor to do it or somebody else to step in and take care of them, I find that really frustrating. If people need help, then to the best of your ability, if you're going to have a good, strong community and people who care about each other and a level of comfort and safety in your community, then you need to step up and help people out. We're not flying solo here.
It's what it's all about. I mean, the community is made up of people helping each other. The library is a good place for that.